Hello fashion friends! Right now in Paris there is a Haute Couture Fashion Week happening, and I thought what is a better way to honor it than do a recap of each day here on my channel. So today we are doing day one. I will go through all the shows. I will explain to you a bit more about the designers, their inspiration. We will go through some garments, and at the end we will pick our favorite. I will tell you my favorite and you can comment your favorite below. If you're not really familiar with the haute couture term, I will link for you up here a video that I made like a few months ago explaining what is haute couture, what are the requirements for the house to be able to qualify for this fashion week, also the history behind haute couture, who initiated it and stuff like that. So I highly recommend you watch it or you read about haute couture before you watch a haute couture fashion week, because that way you will have some background, and watching all these shows you will understand more why they are so special and so amazing. So actually day one of the Haute Couture Fashion Week for Spring Summer 2025, which is happening right now, had a very strong start with some gorgeous collections being presented all day yesterday. I will be going over each show, starting from the ones that were shown in the morning, and then we will go down all the way to the evening shows, and I will tell you a bit about the collections, the designers, the garments, the inspiration, so you will have a full information on the first day right here. So let's start with the first show of the day, which was Schiaparelli. Schiaparelli, with artistic director Daniel Roseberry, delivered as always a spectacular show with extraordinary garments. This season he named the collection Icarus because of the Greek myth which promotes the ambition to fly higher. In this collection, Daniel wanted to take his fashion house even further than before. As the designer explained himself, the collection was also inspired by an antique shop with an inventory of ribbons from the 1920s and 1930s. As he ran his hand among the ribbons during the research, he realized what he wanted to do: create something that feels new because it's old. He said, "I'm so tired of everyone constantly equating modernity with simplicity. Can't the new also be worked, be baroque, be extravagant?" Has our fixation on what looks or feels modern become a limitation? Has it cost us our imagination? The ribbons inspired Daniel to indulge in a bit of a time travel to design silhouettes that might resemble the haute couture of the past. He spent months researching great couturiers and their silhouettes at Madame Guéret, Charles Frederick Worth, Paul Poiret, Yves Saint Laurent, and Azzedine Alaïa. The silhouettes in this collection nod to a wide range of references. We can see the snaky, curvy forms from the 1920s and 30s, open jackets with sculptural bustiers, gowns covered in feathers, embroidery, and glittering beadwork. Along with the experiments and allusions in form, the house also experimented with techniques. I am certain that this collection even exceeded his own and his clients' expectations, as it was spectacular. The second show of the day was the Imane Ayissi. Imane Ayissi, born in Cameroon, is a Paris-based couturier celebrated for his fusion of African heritage and French haute couture. His work champions sustainability and craftsmanship, incorporating traditional African textiles like kente and raffia into his creations. In 2020, he became the first sub-Saharan designer invited to present a collection on the official Paris haute couture calendar, marking a significant milestone in the global fashion landscape. This season, Ayissi explored the cultural and symbolic power of fabric, using draping, layering, and artisanal techniques to tell a story of African artistry on the global stage. Ayissi's work also emphasized the subtle artistry of construction. Gowns were elaborately draped and tailored to perfection, highlighting the precision and skill behind the designs. When you want to create an important dress, You have to create the base plan and follow through until decoration. Ayissi offered a couture collection that felt like a dialogue between cultures. His ability to transform traditional fabrics into refined modern garments reaffirmed his place as a designer who bridges heritage and innovation with grace and ingenuity. Next show on the schedule was George's Hobeika, who is designing together with his son, Jad Hobeika. Father and son, they both create a Lebanese couture house, mixing simplicity with sophistication, romance and freedom with a twist on vibrant colors and sexy cuts, which is often being chosen by celebrities with their red carpet creations. This collection was conceived as a tribute to Mari Hobeika, Georges Hobeika's mother and Jad's grandmother, who passed away in 2024. Mari was the heart and foundation of the house, infusing it with energy and wisdom, which was passed through the generations. The collection also pays homage to all of those who passed away in 2024 and throughout life, celebrating their enduring impact and the profound influence they continue to have on those they left behind. It reflects how death represents a journey, a celebration of those whose exceptional legacy keeps them ever present in our lives. The show starts with very strong, almost widow-styled models wearing pencil skirts and black dresses covered in black veils and black mascara tears streaming down their cheeks. The narrative behind the designs is as emotional as it is inspiring. A soul's celestial journey through life and beyond, navigating love, loss, and memory. Flowing silhouettes, delicate embroidery, and ethereal fabrics represent the transcendence of grief into light and the harmony of cosmos. The collection embraces the beauty of life's fragility while reflecting on its unbreakable bonds. As color emerges, we can see blue, red, and green gowns, later pastel gowns also, pinks, purples bedazzled in sparkling embroidery. Then we have metal, gold, and silver gowns. Hair and makeup was kept simple once the widow looks passed, straight and silky hair with glowy natural makeup. You can see that leaves were also a big motif for the designer. Golden leaf elements were attached to men's blazers and ties, also some dresses had embroidered leaves on them. The house has always been a symbol of elegance, of dignity, sensuality, and refinement. Pushing the boundaries of embroidery and artisanal craftsmanship, the Maison transforms couture into a true art form. Let's also take a moment for the bridal look at the end. It was very, very gorgeous. Next presenting, we have Christian Dior with creative director Maria Grazia Ciuri, who likes to pay homage to the heritage of Christian Dior and delivered actually the most romantic collection ever. This was probably the most awaited show by all the celebrities and social media, as the front row of the show was filled with famous people. In this collection, Maria wanted to reawaken the creativity of previous centuries and to disrupt the order of time, taking us back to a dimension that belongs neither to the past nor future, but to fashion itself and the idea of transformation associated with it. Maria Grazia Ciuri found her inner child while researching for Spring Couture collection. She wanted to be full of joyfulness, dreams, and playfulness. The creative director draws her inspiration also from the key silhouettes of Dior's iconic past designers such as Yves Saint Laurent, and infusing them with her distinct contemporary vision. Key inspirations included the trapeze line, originally conceived by Saint Laurent in 1958, and Christian Dior's Seagull silhouette from 1952, both updated with modern fabrics. Ciuri masterfully toyed with contrast like poetic lightness of floral embroidery against structured bustiers. It was couture that spoke of wonder, yet stayed rooted in the practical, a testament to Ciuri's ability to connect fantasy with modernity. The color palette added to this transformative narrative, varying between blacks and metallics, burnished silver embroidery, and dark pastels. Each look felt intentional, inviting the audience to capture not just the beauty, but the depth of Ciuri's storytelling. I like the fact that there were also mohawk-style headpieces. It was a collection that celebrated curiosity and reinvention, a childlike wonder filtered through the lens of an empowered modern world. The venue itself was a part of the spectacle. The walls were decorated with a large-scale textile installation titled The Flowers We Grew, created by an Indian artist, Ritika Merchant, and translated into fabric by the Chanakya School of Craft. The artwork drew on stories of womanhood across generations, blending botanical motifs and universal symbols. After Dior, Rahul Mishra was presenting his collection called the Pale Blue Dot, which was inspired by grief and nature. The designer Rahul presents fashion as a tool to create participation and empower local craft communities in India, using hand weaving and hand embroidery services of more than 1,000 local artisans. He drew inspiration for this season from The Pale Blue Dot, a book by American astronomer Carl Sagan, who reflected on Earth's insignificance when seen from Voyager 1. It looked like a tiny speck in the vast cosmos. "We are small, fragile, and not in control," Mishra shared backstage. The recent loss of his father deepened this perspective, adding an important layer to his reflections. Sometimes profound personal sorrow of grief give rise to love and hope, reminding us to cherish the healing power of Mother Nature, he says. This collection became intensely personal, stemming from my fear of loss. I'm projecting my current state of mind and potential future scenarios, like imagining a world where only 10% of the planet is habitable, forcing us into an educated Stone Age without technology. It reflects my wish for a brighter future, a healthier society in which my kid can breathe freely. The designer, who lives in Delhi, India, recently witnessed the city's severe air pollution crisis, prompting him to also reflect on the delicate nature of urban ecosystems. His thoughts and narration took shape in flamboyant, occasionally costumey creations. The opening look, modeled by Coco Rocha, featured a sweeping dark cape intricately sequined into 3D of jutting skyscrapers, a testament to the craftsmanship of the designer's skilled atelier. This architectural motif recurred throughout the whole collection. From there, birds arrived to clean up the city's debris, Mishra explained in a cryptic manner. Following this came a series of creations adorned with variously arranged circular mirrors reminiscing of car reflectors. The show culminated in a finale of richly embellished golden dresses, hinting at Mother Nature's power of rebirth. Next on the schedule was Julie de Libran and the collection that was inspired by the medieval times and elegance, so it was a very creative mix. Julie de Libran dedicated this collection to her friend Dale Haddon, the model and actress who sadly passed away exactly 1 month ago. The collection was a memorable tribute to her friend. It seemed like a lot of designers were going through grief while designing collection for this season. The house has a conscious approach to production, which means Julie favors a smaller number of looks that are as distinct as possible, so one client might just pick one dress that she really likes, and another client with bigger budget could pick a few different dresses for her wardrobe. There was a great size range, if not age range, also captured a sensitivity to her clients, with her niece and a friend, plus the daughters of some of her own friends among the mix. It was suddenly apparent that some of the body-conscious silhouettes were aiming at the next generation of couture hopefuls. There were raw cuts that challenged cashmere and llama, giving pieces a look that is both rugged and refined, like reimagined nightly undergarments. Shades of ice brown, copper, navy blue, and bronze dominated the palette, evoking this medieval dream. Last but not least, we have Giambattista Valli, who is becoming a leading name in fashion recently with his new extraordinary approach to luxury and unique aesthetics. Giambattista Valli's Haute Couture shows always have a certain magic about them. His iconic look he is famous for is the moment when one of his signature poofy tube dresses sweeps the runway, completely taking over the show and the floors. This season, the collection was called Les Jardins de la Menara, the historic gardens and orchard in Marrakech, as the designer has a deep love for Morocco. Valli aimed to create a sense of beauty and well-being, evoking a stylish, feel-good promenade as models walked a Moroccan carpeted catwalk. "When you arrive in Morocco, it really changes you," he said. "You change your mind and you change your taste in a way because you're very much attracted by interiors, by colors, by things that sometimes are not there when you're in an urban environment." On Valli's mood board were photos of everything from rose fields to black and white photos and teal interior shoots. This season, the dominant motifs were dreamy pastel pink garments, hyper-real fabric roses, airy puffy voluminous skirts, and silk chiffon gowns. "There is always a conversation that I have between the opposites," Valli said. "Big volumes with super slim volumes, but everything has a soundtrack of lightness. Even the big volumes are always like fabrics that blow with the wind." Many associate haute couture with fantasy, and for obvious reasons, Giambattista Valli always delivers. Thank you so much for staying so long if you're still watching. Here it got dark already, so I must stop recording soon. My favorite show for sure was Schiaparelli. To be honest, it was a surprise for me because Schiaparelli usually for me is just okay. I know they always deliver amazing collections. They are just not my favorite fashion house. But this collection was so amazing that it was definitely my favorite of the day. I really like the silhouettes, the tight waists, the big padded hips and big necklines. It was just fantastic. I really like the colors, the materials, the inspiration was amazing. It paid homage to the original Schiaparelli herself. I think Daniel Roseberry did such a great job on this collection, so yeah, that's definitely my choice. I would like to know which one was your favorite and why. And hopefully I will see you in the day 2 recap, or if not, in some other videos. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye!